Welcome, friends, to the disaster of my pantry. I've been putting this job off for so long. Oh, you're at that 1870s Homestead. We love that you're here. My name's Rachel. And we manage, canning our own food and preserving our own food and just a very, very working pantry. And when I say working, food leaves this space and empty jars come down to this space, and managing it cleanliness-wise is not a priority. But it's almost growing season again. It's almost gardening season again. I need a clean slate so I can double check my garden list, make sure what I'm growing is actually needed, really think through things, and I'm going to just bring you guys with me on that thought process. But first, I've got baskets of wild potatoes that need to get thrown out. I could plant those, but I bought new seed potatoes because last year I didn't grow Kennebecks, and they're my favorite, and I found Kennebec seed potatoes. So these are just going to get composted. Alrighty. Come with me to clean this mess today. But we're going to talk about other things too. So jars usually just come and get thrown on the table, thrown on the floor when the table runs out of space. But I keep jars back there underneath the stairs. And I really don't think I'm going to be able to fit all these jars under the stairs anymore. So this is the first time we're in exactly this situation. And I need to think for a second exactly why. And I already know why. I didn't can as much last year and use as many jars because I had so much excess still on the pantry shelves. That's one major reason. So I'm going to do jars next. Everybody's going to have different spaces to work with, different needs. And I've found keeping the boxes of my jars works pretty well, but I need to get some of these, maybe not, just a little bit out of my way so I can reload a few smallmouth quart jars back there. And then I can start stacking another box. Very, very precarious juggling act. I know we haven't been bringing a lot of the what's for dinners like we originally planned, and it's just because we eat so simple. Honestly, it feels so boring to share that with you. Like, for example, the other day it was like a thing of our canned potatoes. I mashed them up, a thing of carrots, and a baked chicken. It's really, really basic. It's not always a lot of recipes and effort. And that's just who we are and how we like to, our work days and just life. And we just eat so simply, but very delicious. But we are, even though we're, it's mostly just Todd and I, we go through a lot of our food. It's taking a lot longer to eat through. So big family dinner days, I might go through 6 quarts of something or 3 pints of something. But when it's just Todd and I would say 3 or 4 quarts of something a week feeds us. When I'm talking like a vegetable and that's probably pushing it, honestly. So we just don't eat a lot of food. Well, that is done and it feels lovely. Take you guys in so you can see. Ooh. All the way, like double stacked back. 3, 4 boxes deep in some spots. And let's see what our quarts are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So quart jars empty at this stage is 7, right? 7 boxes high, but 2 rows. So 14 boxes of quarts. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 22 boxes of empty pints. Nope, 23, 24. 24 and a half boxes of empty pints. And there's 12 jars to a box in case you're new to canning. And then this is like jelly jars and like little 4-ounce jars, and probably 7 of those. So I don't need canning jars. Check off the list. We have plenty of empty for what I think my pantry needs are going to be. But I'm going to head over now and clean up my boxes, canning boxes, pull some gardening stuff off that I might want for the season, like look through seeds and things like that. And then I'll tell you guys what my plans are for the year. That looks a lot better, right? So canning lids, boxes, Amish canner, some herbs, and then stuff for grilling that we don't regularly use is kept down here. So that mess is cleaned up. I do have my little bit of gardening stuff to carry upstairs. Now I have my DIY, like all things healthcare beauty cabinet that I keep just throwing stuff when I come down here instead of putting it back where it belongs. Novel idea, I know. I'm just not one of those people. So I'm going to put things back and finish cleaning up this little spot, which won't take long, and keep your spray bottles too. I keep everything though. Honestly, I've said this 1,000 times. You would think I was born in the Depression because it is very hard for me to throw anything away. I reuse everything I can. So those spray bottles for my homemade bug repellent every year. This year we were having an issue with mice and chewing in our car engine compartment, chewing the windshield wiper lines. Happened twice. And then chipmunks storing acorns and walnuts in there. And so we made up like a peppermint spray, and that kept them away a little bit better. So I'm just going to keep organizing and cleaning my stuff, and I think we'll be ready to talk pantry and gardening stuff. Nope, I was wrong. I got this whole table to still clean. And boxes of goods to sort. Sugar, flour. Do I only have one thing of flour? Oh, note to self, buy more flour, I think. Wheat berries. Oh, good time to talk about, let's take this break in the pause. Think about things that you buy that may be affected by the tariffs. And before that, I don't know if it's really gone into effect or if it's going to in effect soon, but like my coffee, that would be something I would expect to see an increase in price in. It comes from, where does it come from? Mexico? Or oddly it says it comes from Ohio. You know it doesn't. They get the beans somewhere and then they distribute it through Ohio. Or package it up maybe. But coffee would be something I would expect to see prices go up in that I buy. Any kind of like specialty cleaning products that might come, like a lot of my cleaning products are actually, I don't know if they come, I know they come through Canada. So I don't know if they're made there or if they just go to like a facility to get packaged and distributed there. Oh, like if you're thinking about preparedness, like batteries, things like that. And I'm not doing anything major, just it's something that on my mind, like if I need something and or don't have a lot of stock like this. I might go buy something right now before, you know, all that madness kicks in. Okay, my pantry is super tidy and clean now. I'm ready to, and I just did, like, go through and organize a little bit the shelves themselves, and I didn't catch that on film, I'm sorry, and just made mental notes. So a mental note that I already knew was I'm down to 1 row of cowboy candy, so I definitely need to either grow jalapenos, or if it doesn't work for me, which it hasn't in the past sometimes, but I will plant jalapenos. But if I don't get a big enough batch, I'll go to the farmer's market, get some jalapenos, and restock jalapenos. We're down to just 2 cans of corn left, and it's not a thing that we eat often. It's usually on family dinner days, but corn is like a favorite for our grandkids. So I'll probably not grow corn, but go to the farmer's market, and I should be making notes right now. 1 second. And I have a notebook of what I want to grow. So it's called Garden 2025 on my plan. But to this, I'm going to start adding preserving needs that I won't grow, like corn. We still have 2.5 rows of pizza sauce. I don't plan on growing a big, my typical 25, 30 tomato plants this year. Maybe 10 max. And I'll tell you why when I get to the quart section. So I don't need spaghetti sauce. The only thing in the pint section that I need, we're down to only 4 jars of barbecue sauce and only 1 jar of Sloppy Joe sauce. Sloppy Joe sauce is a favorite of Todd's. So I have enough tomato product already put up on the shelf that I can repurpose that into Sloppy Joe sauce, but things I need for that are peppers. And bell peppers are on the list to grow. We have tons of onions in the freezer. I still have a basket and a half of onions, dry storage, that are making it through. I can't recommend, if you are in long day growing zone, Patterson onions from Dixondale. This is the longest. I mean, we're in April, and let me just pull one. We're in April, and I've still got solid onions. Now, some of them sprout from time to time, and we just pull those up in the kitchen and use those next. And then I grew the reds, and you'll see that they're starting to sprout. So I need to pull up some. I probably have a dozen or so that are sprouting, and pull those up. And what I'll do is when I catch them, we'll either use them that week in meals, or if I can't use enough, I'll just chop and dice and throw them in the freezer. So onions have been ordered for this year, not as many because I have so much in the freezer. I still have enough dry storage we'll see how long these get us through. I mean, I'd be surprised. I mean, they say that they'll store 8 to 10 months, which would get me to like May. So I think that they might go longer than that. So I only ordered like 100 onions. We'll see if I regret it. I typically grow 500 to 700 onions. I don't need any more salsa. I still have 2 rows of salsa here and a row down in Overstock. Tons of jellies and jams. That's just a fun thing that I do every year. It's not intentional or purposeful, just I don't need to do anymore is my point. And we are, pear sauce ended up being a favorite, so I will do pear sauce again. It's not an absolute must, but it's a grandkid favorite. I don't need any more salsa verde. I still have 2 rows of that. We don't need any more greens or spinach canned. And I'm talking like garden produce, so I'm not going to talk about like, what do you call it? Meats. Now in the quart section, I am down to less than a row and a half of pre-made, my pre-made spaghetti sauce. But what I do have is 3 full rows of tomato sauce, just plain tomato sauce. So some of this, say we run out before I do another canning session of either sloppy joe sauce or spaghetti sauce, we can just pull this tomato sauce and either do a canning batch or do what we need for that meal. I don't need to grow any more green beans. Well, this may not look like a lot, but I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, nearly 6, and then this row is like mixed with potatoes. We're just not eating them enough. So that's 7, 14, 21, 28. I mean, more than, I'd say close to 40 jars of green beans. And you would have to eat green beans nearly every week, and we're not doing that at all. One of the things I'll tell you that I'm keeping and trying to keep balance in my mind is having a well-stocked pantry so I don't have to grocery shop is number one, and producing my own food for our family. But number 2 is preparations and preparedness too. And so I'm trying to remind myself to always stay prepared, but I took that to the extreme over the last, say 5 years, where I was prepared for 3 years, Armageddon, and I don't need that much food because you can't cycle through it fast enough. So with it just primarily being Todd and I, and then of course we gift whatever we gift to our kids if they want something. But I just don't need to put up that much food and still be able to produce enough for our yearly needs, as well as have, say a year's supply in storage for preparation. So I'm feeling good about that. Carrots, if I grow carrots, it'll be like a bed, not 4 beds of carrots. I can't imagine my garden without carrots because I love growing carrots, so we'll probably do some. Pumpkin is a big one. I've only got 1 can of pumpkin on the pantry shelves, and we use that a lot. And I think I had 4 rows of pumpkin at some point. So I want to build back up my stock of pumpkin. Potatoes is on the list. So my potatoes didn't store well at all this year, and the ones that I was able to save, I did get canned. And we have 3 rows of potatoes, but that goes fast for us during the summer with potato salads. So we do a lot of potato salads for gatherings, and it's usually 2 quarts at a time. So it goes pretty fast. So potatoes, like I said, I've purchased the seed potatoes already. That's on the list to grow. Oh, one thing I didn't mention in the pints is pickles. 2 jars of pickles left, guys. And I am the worst cucumber grower, I think, ever. I've had only 1 decent ever time growing season of growing my own pickles, or pickling cucumbers. So it's on the list to try. Again, I'm going to try to do a good job. But if I don't, I'm not going to fret over it. I'll go to the farmer's market and buy pickling cucumbers. But pickling cucumbers, let's put it on the list, is a big one to make sure I preserve. Anything else I'm thinking of? We're still good on beets. We've been good on beets for years. I had a huge beet harvest one year. A couple years before that, I did what was I thinking, farmer's market buy of beets. So I'm trying to eat through those. So I guess that's my advice to you, is really check your pantry. Are you eating through what you've already preserved? And if not, give yourself a chance to catch up and then put more on the shelves. But always think about, do I have enough to get through the season? And then do I have some extra for that emergency supply? And then I just recommend, if you're brave enough, or if you want, if you think that you're in that place where you've got a well-stocked pantry and you're brave enough to try it, try not growing anything in a given year. And can your pantry carry you through for that next year? That was just such a wonderful test for us when we didn't garden. It was 2 seasons ago, and we didn't preserve really much other than things like broth or meats and beans, things like that. Maybe I think I had some bags of tomatoes in the freezer, so I pulled those out and did something with them. But from a, growing it, getting it on your pantry shelf, and we made it, and we're still making it on things that I thought I needed to get us through an entire year. So something to consider. Are you being wasteful either with your time, growing all the things and preserving all the things, and then you're not using it? Are you being wasteful with produce that if you enjoy it and you don't mind the waste of time, that maybe you could be sharing with others, because it only lasts so long and the quality starts diminishing, and I don't know that it's necessarily going to go bad, but it's not going to have the nutrients and the good quality that you want out of fresh canned produce. So those are my things, but let me tell you what else I'm growing. And now that I know, after looking at this, am I going to change my mind at all? So I do have potatoes. Okay, the next one is sweet potatoes. I still have a basket of sweet potatoes, guys. And my sweet potatoes last for 2 years in storage. If I grow any sweet potatoes, I'm going to maybe do like 5 plants. I'm not going to do my typical 40 plants of sweet potatoes. So I'm going to make a note to like small batch. And the only reason I want to grow those handful is because most of my sweet potatoes from last season were like small. So the way that we're typically eating them is we cube them up and then we air fry them or sheet bake them with like a mixed vegetable. Because I don't have any of the nice big baking potatoes, and I would like some of those. Tomatoes, what I originally said was for fresh eating, but I'm going to make a note to go ahead and grow 10 plants. That will be more than fresh eating, right? You can't eat that many tomatoes fresh, so it'll give me enough to put some away in the freezer and then do a little canning session with them. Onions, yes, I already ordered those, but we're doing it much smaller, only 100 onion plants. Jalapeños, yes. Bell peppers, yes. Cucumbers, we already talked about that. I'm almost out of, we canned a bunch of like spicy peppers one year, like almost like if you're making chili, you would dump a little 4-ounce jar of, chilies in it. So Todd wants me to grow anchos and poblanos this year, so we're going to do that. Pumpkin, zucchini, only because I thoroughly enjoy growing zucchini every year. We've done zucchini bread jam, we've done zucchini relish, we've done I still have mock zucchini apple pie filling on the pantry shelves. And that was a big hit, so I'd like to put more on that. I really don't need any zucchini relish, but, just grilled zucchini during the summer for fresh eating. Carrots, I'm going to go ahead and just say only 1 bed, and then that's it. So much smaller scale in gardening and what I intend to do this year, but it's truly based off need and what we're eating, and it just being Todd and I now, and still thinking I need a well-stocked pantry, and I'm working towards that. But like other things, like I still have 2 whole rows of tomato soup on the pantry shelves. We have so much food that I feel like really secure still. So thanks for coming with me on my big clean and my just clearing my mind. I need a clean space to do that and think through it, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Happy planting your garden where you are, and I wish you all the success. I'm not rushing it at all this year. The weather's just been crazy. It's be 70 degrees, and then today the low's 24. So, and I think I feel less pressure to rush it because I don't need as much. And I'm taking the pressure off myself this year to start my own seeds because we're just, it's a busy time of the year for us, or season in life, I should say, for us with, even though I've retired, I'll let you guys know retirement just gives you more time to fill up with other things. So we're thoroughly enjoying life right now, and I wish you guys, anyway, all the best, and I'll see you on the next video.